Hey guys, so this week was week 4 for me for The Artist's Way, and it says chapter 4 is rediscovering a sense of integrity. This week it was kind of rough for me, so I didn't really get much from my notes this chapter, but I think the main thing that I got from chapter 4 is shift in taste and identity. Basically noticing things that you no longer resonate with, getting rid of them, and making room for your new identity, your new artist self. And I pretty much already did that when I first read the book last year. I got rid of a lot of clothes in my closet, any hobbies that I no longer am interested in. I either gave them away to friends or I donated them. I've also been slowly changing my room, changing my environment, because your environment also helps with your creativity, in my opinion. Chapter 4, basically, for me personally, it was making room for the new you. Moving on to the tasks. So task 1 that I did is environment. Describe your ideal environment. And I haven't really done any research on where I would like to live, like my ideal environment or place to live. But I do know I would love to live somewhere, like if anyone's ever read or watched Anne of Green Gables, I would love to live in that type of environment. So small house surrounded by nature, flowers, some sort of like pond or beach nearby. I believe she lived in Canada, Anne of Green Gables, but they also get snow, I believe. I did watch the show recently, but I haven't finished it. Definitely something like that. But also because I'm creative, I would like to live close to a city still. So I could go and do creative events like photo meetups or collaborate with other creatives, other artists, and also be able to just do like little local events where I don't have to drive too far, since I do have driving anxiety. And I think it's also important that it's a walkable area where you don't have to drive too much or it's not hard to find parking. And that way it would also make me want to actually go out downtown more often and just explore the environment and see what's there. Because right now, since I'm in Virginia, if I do want to go to any events or try to meet new people, I do have to drive pretty far away. And anytime I do go downtown or take a road trip, parking is terrible. You either have to pay for it or you have to parallel park, or there's a bunch of parking signs. You don't know where you can park without getting towed. And I would say if you use Instagram or Facebook events, you can kind of sort of find events in Virginia, but also I think my main issue is finding events where I'm not the only person of color, because I'll be interested. It'll be something like a yoga meetup or a photo meetup, and then I turn out to be either the youngest one there or the only person like this. So yeah, that's the only thing. I am interested in moving, but I would just have to do some research and figure out a place that matches everything that I listed. For the next task, it says environment. Look at your house. Is there any room that you could make into a secret private space for yourself? And I believe I also did this one last year when I read the book. So I think pretty much this area is my secret space. It's the only area right now that is actually decorated and shows my personality. The other space I would say is my bed, but I am very interested in making a little altar for myself. I guess I would have to buy a new table, but a table with some candles and maybe a vase that I keep changing flowers out of, and probably also add like a good book beside it, some crystals, and just make it a peaceful place for me. For the next task I did, it says an extended artist date. Plan a small vacation for yourself. And this is something that I didn't really get to do last year because I think I got sick. But a vacation that I do want to plan is going on a mini cabin trip. There's this company called, I think, Postcard Cabins. I'll post a picture somewhere on the screen. And there is one that is in Virginia. It's labeled as DC, but it's just, I think, 2 hours from DC. I would love to go there. I'm gonna plan to go there sometime eventually this year. And my plan is to go on a vacation there to the cabin and just dress as anime characters and make it a series as cosplay in public, because I believe there's a cosplayer named Blue. I'll put her info right here. And she did one video where I believe she was Jolene cosplaying in public. And I just thought it was so cute. And I would love to dress as, I believe her name is Marcel from Dungeons and Dragons. So once I go to my cabin trip, I would love to dress as her. And if I stay for 3 days, probably 2 other characters, because I already have a Gon cosplay. And I feel like since he's green, he has a green aesthetic, he would be fine in nature. And I'm not sure who the 3rd character would be yet, but I know for sure Marcel and Gon. And for the last task, it says, look at one situation in your life that you feel you should change but haven't yet. So it took me a while to think about this one. I would say a situation that I want to change but haven't yet is me being a homebody. Right now I can't really help it because this week I was snowed in, and right now it's just cold in general. But I am determined this year to change that and actually have more side quests this year. That's what they've been saying on TikTok. So to actually put that in action, every month I'm going to try to look up events either in Virginia or Maryland or DC and see which ones I really want to do. And either once a month, if I actually do a road trip, just once a month is fine. But if there's one closer in Virginia, I'll try to do it maybe twice a month and go to like little events and have little side quests for myself. And also I think that would be helpful with my channel, because then I can start vlogging more and sharing more that's going on with me and my interests, and not just have the channel be about me doing my makeup or me doing a cosplay, because I do want to show my different interests and hobbies and not just be stuck in one niche, one box where people, the only thing they know me for is anime and me being nerdy, because there are other things I'm interested in and people aren't going to know unless I actually share it with them. Okay, so moving on to the check-in. First question, how many days this week did you do your morning pages? And like I said before, instead of writing in my journal, sometimes I still write in it, but I've been doing voice notes on my phone. And this week, y'all, I was doing a lot of voice notes because this week in the DMV, if you haven't heard, there was a snowstorm. And I actually got snowed in from, I believe, Sunday to Thursday. So I could not get my car out of the driveway, could not go to work. I was stuck at home. And so I had plenty of time to do my voice notes, and it was mainly me complaining and being scared because since I couldn't go to work, that meant I was missing out on money. And I did try to be positive, but I was also sick, so I didn't have the energy to like do anything fun, do anything creative, record any videos. So it was mainly just me laying down, tired, sick, and worried about when am I going to be able to get my car out of the snow. Next for the check-in, it says, did you do your artist date this week? What did you do? How did it feel? So today is Saturday. I had work yesterday. I haven't really planned a artist date because I'm just now getting better from being sick. Also, since I was snowed in and couldn't go to work or anything, I'm not trying to spend any money. But before we did get snowed in, one of my books came in the mail. It's Eastern Body, Western Mind. So I might read this weekend. Well, I still haven't finished the other book that I got. And also from last week's artist date, I did end up watching the Photoshop tutorials. but I wasn't prepared for them to be so long. There's 30 videos, and I believe I'm on video 6. So I think actually I might try to finish those this weekend. They're very long, so I might end up doing them next week too, but they've been very helpful, very informative. I am taking notes as I watch the videos because I'm learning things that I either forgot or I didn't know about. And I can see them helping me with my future photos for cosplay or just creative photo shoots. And I guess you could also say me doing my makeup today is a part of my artist date, because since last week I was sick and my nose was running and my skin was dry, I didn't really want to put any makeup on. I am feeling better today, so I attempted to do my makeup. I'm not sure how it looks on camera, but some of my makeup I do need to change. Some of it is expired. Some of it is my summer shade that I've been trying to mix with pigment to make it my winter shade. I just haven't had the time to go and buy new makeup, especially when it comes to concealer. So actually, if anyone can recommend a good concealer, let me know. A good drugstore concealer, because I do need some new makeup. Next for the check-in, it says, did you experience any synchronicities this week? What was it? Since a lot of my friends are in the DMV and we all experienced the snowstorm this week, I would say me and a lot of my friends were just on the phone complaining about the snow and how we didn't expect it to get so bad, especially in Virginia, because the weatherman, they always make it sound dramatic and it never happens. Like, they kept saying it was going to be 12 inches, 14 inches. And I believe it was just like 1 to 2 inches. What we really weren't prepared for was not the snow, but the snow turning into ice and the ice just trapping us in our houses because it was just sticking our cars to the road. Also, they never treated the neighborhood roads, especially for me and a lot of my coworkers. Some people, they treated their neighborhoods, but me personally, all they did, they put sand on our road, but not any salt to actually melt it. So just the people with trucks, like cars built for 4-wheel drive or whatever, only those people got out and could still go to work. But people like me and my coworkers have like small little cars that are low to the ground. We were trapped. So this whole week, just me and my coworkers were venting to each other, complaining about how no one's doing anything to help us and how they just cleared the main roads, but everyone in their neighborhoods were still stuck. So that's probably a trauma bond synchronicity, but I guess still a synchronicity. Other than that, I don't think I had any positive synchronicities. It was pretty rough this week. I also hurt my ankle when I was trying to clean the snow off my car. And plus me being sick, I almost didn't make this video. I almost gave up and was going to try to do it next week. But I also knew if I didn't do it this week, I probably would have fell off and not completed the artist way at all. And I already didn't complete it last year when it came to recording it on video and documenting my journey. So I'm really pushing myself right now to make this video because I wasn't really resonating with a lot of the tasks this week. That's why there's probably not going to be a lot in this video. A lot of them were talking about write a letter to your 8-year-old self or your 80-year-old self. And I already did it last year when I read The Artist Way, and I wasn't feeling it this year. So that's why there's not that many tasks in this video. And the last question, which I already answered, I believe, is, were there any other issues this week that you consider significant for your recovery? So basically everything I just said. The winter storm, being trapped in my house for basically a week, not being able to go to work, being sick, hurting my ankle in the snow, almost running out of food because I was trapped. I did have gumbo, but only had 6 days worth. So I am glad eventually yesterday on Friday, the snow melted enough to where I could get to work. For a artist date, if I didn't miss so much work, I would have liked to go to Home Depot and buy the little light that everyone's been buying. I'll post a picture of it, but they've all been talking about this Home Depot light that's great for making content on a budget because it's just $25. So maybe next time when I get paid, I might buy it because I do need it for my bathroom. It's very dark in there. And also it's battery powered. It doesn't need to be plugged in like my ring light that I'm using right now. So that would be helpful because lugging the ring light around and needing a outlet for it, it's just a lot of work. And if I can get the Home Depot light, that would actually help me a lot. Plus, it's good for travel. So whenever I do my cabin trip, I can just bring that with me and still have good lighting in the cabin and wherever else when I start traveling and vlogging, and not have to worry about changing my settings so much on my camera. So that's it for the check-in and all the tasks for chapter 4. Next week, chapter 5, it says it's going to be about recovering a sense of possibility. So I'll definitely get started on reading this tomorrow on Sunday. Since I didn't read that many tasks in this video, I believe it's just going to be really short and to the point. Sorry if I complain too much, but it's just been a rough week, y'all. And then also this weekend it's supposed to snow again, so hopefully it's not too bad. I believe it did snow last night and it's supposed to start snowing again today and tomorrow, but hopefully it's just slush, it doesn't stick or anything. And I already bought groceries yesterday, so I should be good. But I think that's pretty much it for this video and my little updates. So if anyone else experienced the winter storm this week, let me know down below in the comments how you dealt with it and what happened. If you were a part of the parking wars where people were stealing parking spaces they snowed out, let me know, because I've been watching those on TikTok. It's been hilarious for me. If you have any questions or if you're also doing the artist way, let me know how it's going for you. But I'm gonna enjoy my weekend and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.